Here we go. Konami has dropped some new news on Dance Dance Revolution World, their new arcade version. All we got last time was just this splash page. Like, we didn't really get a lot of new info about it yet. We just got some info about like a poster and EMU's card campaign. Explained about it in my previous video, but this time, sometime, was it last night, very late last night, and throughout the day, people have been talking about Dance Dance Revolution World. They have had many things to say about it, but this is going to be the first time I'm actually going to go through the site and see for myself in greater detail what we can expect from the new version of the game. All right. So, like the first thing I know, like we all know that the theme is very, very green, like Mountain Dew green. And just based on the logo itself, it seemed to indicate that they were going to change a lot about the game. And from the screenshots that, I don't know if they're screenshots really, or if they're mock-ups. It's kind of hard to really tell. Like, do we know if these are live screenshots? I don't know. It could be either or. But in any case, we can get a good look at what we can expect here. They seem to have dropped a lot of screen mock-ups here. Well, there's a lot going on. Let's zoom in so we can see this better. I think we can. Oh, two times good. 200%. It's 200% good. All right, maybe it'll be easier to scroll like this. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to edit this down. I might just send this off after recording and yeah, do it live. All right, so oh yeah, we need translator. We need a translator here because everything's going to be in Japanese. Okay, Edge does. Sorry, I'm using Microsoft Edge. Don't come after me here. I didn't bother downloading anything on this PC. It's just meant to play dance games. All right, so completely revamped visuals, new visuals, mode selection screen. It already looks so different from all the other DDR games, from what I can tell. Definitely very different from DDR Ace. I think, Ace to even 2013, even way back to X. From X to A3 looked pretty similar. And this is kind of not just kind of, like really huge change to the interface. And it kind of reminds me of it's got a little bit of like Ghidorah, kind of reminds me of old Ghidorah, and a little bit of what was it, DDR2 Hottest Party, X, even like X3. You know, X3 had like this similar kind of font, and X3 was also based off of one of the, was it Hottest Party or DDR2 for the Wii kind of games. It looks like the background graphic mode selection is a world map. Is it? Wait, is it this one? I don't know. Maybe it kind of looks like a cloud or a mountain. I don't know if these are like planets or something, like stars. This looks like a Dragon Ball over here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. It kind of looks like a Dragon Ball. Maybe we can launch this to big. Nope, that didn't help. That did not get bigger. Yeah, so solo mode, duo. So they renamed the modes from single and doubles to solo and duo. That's kind of a interesting change. You can see the new logo up here. Very, I guess, modernized. I don't know. What do you think about modern logo design nowadays? It's very like, it's they just took a sans font and called it a day, right? And you know, select mode, solo mode, duo mode. The font kind of looks like X3 a little bit. Looks like they enjoy Persona 5. You know what? I had that in mind too. This interface kind of gives me the like old Ghidorah X3 Persona 5, maybe a little bit of Persona 3 Reload vibes now. With how with the like slanted interface, the slanted numbers, all the fonts are like stylized in that way. Also a very, I don't know, interesting choice font for the difficulty names. Song selection is very interesting too. Like definitely looks a lot different from the previous versions. I'm not sure if I don't know. I'm not sure if I like this. I think, okay, let me step back here. I think it's great that it's something very different. It's very refreshing that they finally actually changed the game to look like a different game. But I don't know, is this change in the right direction? Let me know in the comments, YouTube. All right, so we got, so we have is this the numpad for emus down here on the corners? I'm not sure what 7 is or 9. It's probably options. Yeah, 9's probably still options. 4 is flare score. Flare score. So Babylon's Galaxy flare gauge, is that may be related to flare score? Target score, I guess you can set your pacemaker by hitting the 1 button. I think that already existed. The song placement is, yeah, it looks, yeah, definitely looks very, very different. And I don't know if Emmy and Rage are going to be there all the time in the background. I feel like that's an interesting choice. And I wonder if they'll be animated. Do you think Emmy and Rage will be animated in the background? It's hard to tell when they're all, you know, still images. I feel like there's got to be some movement in the background to keep things interesting, right? All right, so let's move on down here. Gameplay screen. Okay, so the music video so instead of the music video taking up all the screen, now it's just shrunken down to the center bottom here with the title. I guess it's kind of neat with what they did with the title down here, but it's so tiny, it's so small. The speed modifier. Does this mean that they're gonna have like finely adjustable speeds? Also, what is going on with the combo? You got the leading zeros and the slanted stylistic the Marvelous. The Marvelous is so tiny compared to the combo too. Although let me show you something real quick, because I'm sure you've caught this earlier if you were early enough. I don't know if the camera can see it, but there was a slight typo. There's a slight typo. I don't know if you can zoom in, but it said, sorry, I can't, it's not focusing. It said Mervelous, M-E-R-V. Great quality control, guys. You gotta look for the Mervelous window. Yeah, gameplay screen looks very different. I don't know how I feel about the slantedness of all this. It's very reminiscent of, you know, the old Ghidorah style. I don't know if it was like a common like design choice for like the 2010s. I feel like it had like that kind of a lot of games had that kind of style back then. And are these so if the music video is going to be scrunched up all the way down here, does that mean we're not going to get a lot of distractions behind the lanes here? Or maybe we get like permanent dark lanes? You can see the characters in the kind of in the background too. So I wonder if they're going to have cut-in animations in the background. I don't know how flashy that will get. I feel like we're not really going to get a good gauge of how all this will work until we get some like video footage. All right, and the results screen, oh, they changed the grading to look like that. All those A's. Marvelous full combo. You can barely read what the text says, or even what the score says. I wonder if they'll change that, because it's kind of hard to see. Actually, a lot of stuff is really hard to see. All the numbers and the grades are very small. But at least it all says Marvelous now, instead of Mervelous. Oh, the little tangerine down here. You can see we still have the pane that shows you how many calories you've burned. It's got the little, got all the foods down here. That makes a return. Oh, you know what I noticed? Just noticed now? There's no groove radar. Remember the groove radar? That we don't have that anymore. Do you think they finally got rid of the groove radar? What's going to happen to all the groove radar specials without a groove radar? What if they get rid of the groove radar specials? Like, oh, we don't have those anymore because we got rid of the radar entirely. What else do we have here? I wonder what these other panes are. So we have, was it the calorie counter, the judgment breakdown? I wonder what the third thing is. Is that, Rivals. Okay. I think the third pane is rival scores. So you'll be able to see your rival scores and world record, area record, probably. All right. Screens and functions are under development and may differ from actual specifications. I sure hope so. I sure hope they do. Song selection screen has been renewed. The folder selection screen has been renewed. In this work, there is a first step folder where you can learn the basic steps from famous songs, a folder specialized in various genres, and a folder where you can choose from all conventional songs. If you are new to DDR and are not familiar with it, choose from the first step folder or a folder of the genre you are interested in. I think someone in the comments from the past video requested this or asked about it, or maybe it was on their wish list of things to, for new players to that want to hop in and learn how to play. They'll have like a beginner kind of mode, beginner stage, not apart from the actual beginner difficulty, but like an actual tutorial kind of mode. Like is there something similar? Maybe like the casual mode in Stepmania. Maybe not like step up mode in 2DX, but yeah, I feel like this would help beginners a lot, potentially. So they're not, picking stuff like Max 300 first song. All right, so we got all these different genre categories. First step pop music, virtual pop. I feel like I think virtual pop is like V-singer music, like Vocaloid. Anime game, yada yada. All right, so we got a bunch of different categories of music. I'm sure we'll get I'm hoping we get stuff like Bomani originals down here somewhere. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Don't worry, even if you're a first-timer, beginners folder. The genre-specific folder in a beginners folder with a simple screen display. The difficulty level that can be selected is up to basic, so even those who are not familiar with it can rest assured. So we got a dedicated beginners mode, which is going to be called First Step. That's great. Oh yeah, another thing I noticed, they did not revamp the difficulty ratings, from what I can tell. So I think Wild Rush was a 10 and is still a 10. So they have not touched the difficulty system. Let's see what else is there. If you are familiar with DDR, this is the folder. What is the folder? If you are familiar with DDR, choose all music folder. Oh, okay. The all music folder. This is kind of like, remember fourth mix? You had to go into a folder to choose all music. And otherwise you would have to choose different categories of different types of music to get a certain song list, and then you gotta pick all music if you actually want everything. In addition to the conventional display of various information, you can use the numeric pad for convenient functions such as the filter function. So filtering what? The songs? I can't tell what 5 and 2 are for, or what 6 is for. But I guess this is what the song selection is going to look like. So we got the numbers on the left with the corresponding difficulty. They're all color coded as as they used to be. I can see the songs BPM up here. I hope they get rid of the trend where you know, they lie about the BPM. I'm looking at Roppongi A through D. Yeah, Breaking the Future 19. They have not touched the difficulty system. Display the scores gimmick in advanced. Oh, wait. On the difficulty selection screen, the shock arrow, speed change, and pause gimmicks installed in the score will be displayed in advance with icons. So we can get a hint of what is in the chart from these little icons here. So there's so if you select, in this example, they chose Possession 20th Anniversary Mix Challenge. And there are a few icons that we can see on the 18 and the 16 here. The 18 has a little thunderbolt icon that indicates shocks. I'm not sure what icons these represent. Speed change and pause gimmicks. So if we go in the respective order, the middle one, this little arrow would be speed change, and then the pause gimmicks, the double exclamation, would be pause gimmicks. So it'll tell you ahead of time if the chart has shock arrows or speed changes and gimmicks like that, which is you know, pretty interesting. I think for me personally, it would be a very welcome quality of life feature here. In the first step folder, the only difficulty level that can be selected is beginner. Okay. Screens and functions are under development. Yada yada. Okay. Function introduction. The option settings have been significantly renewed. So they revamped the options for DDR entirely. DDR UI onions are wild. I feel like, from what I've read, there's a lot of mixed opinions about it, more leaning towards they don't like it. But I feel like it's hard to tell how it's going to work until I see videos of it in action. Also, what's going on, Maractus? Welcome in. I'm pretty interested in the new options here. We're going to get some changes to the scroll speed adjustment. This option screen and items that can be set have significantly renewed. Here are some of the changes from this game. You will be able to set the scrolling speed in increments of 0.05. 0.05. So very, very finely, how do we say this? Like, you can fine tune your speed mod now by 0.05. That's a huge change from changing it between like 0.2, only like down to 0.25 increments, and then when you get to like higher speeds, you can only adjust it by 0.5. This is huge. This is a huge change. Four to 4, yeah, 4.0 to 4.5. Like, not only have we been clamoring for 4.25 for years, and now finally they said you can get that 4.25 and also 4.05 or 4.1 or 4.15 or 4.75. We can have it all now. We can have it all now. You will now see the appropriate maximum, minimum, and main scrolling speeds after applying high speed. Thank fucking God. We don't have to get a calculator anymore to find out what your max speed is going to be. Your maximum BPM, like when you adjust your speed, you don't have to break out the calculator app anymore. Unless you're playing a song which I don't know, has a blatant lie for a BPM, Roppongi version D, Roppongi Evolve version D. What other song lies about their BPM? Oh God, Max 360. It has a max display BPM of, oh, what the hell is going on? I don't know what happened, but okay. It has a maximum display BPM of, I think, 720, right? So, or is it 360? Or is it actually 360? I think it's 720 because it has that speed up on the freeze. Things with 1 second speed ups, like, yeah, like that stuff. Like that's gonna lie about the BPM totally. I wonder how they're going to accommodate that, or work around that, with that, account for it. Image diagram will be displayed in the description field and some options. You will be able to set options in the game that could only be set on the official website. You will be able to set options in the game that could only be... So, are they finally... Oh, they're finally bringing back those web-only options to the game. Like selecting note skin. You know how stupid it was? Like when they first did that, to lock note skins behind like a paywall. Actually, it was more like fast slow behind a paywall, and the other ones just like behind a website. It's like you shouldn't have to go to a website just to change your note skin. But in any case, you can do that again now in this game, unless they change it again. But here it shows that you can do it. I'm not sure what these other options are. So what are some of the options on the web that you could change? It's like note skin, the size of the arrows, or is that part of the note skin? Beat bars. Yeah, beat bars. You can change the beat bars to be like center, or whatever the other option was. Center or border. What else was there? The fast slow. I wonder if they're going to bring fast slow into the game so we can actually like select it here. Or combo behind the judgment. No, arrows behind combo. That's what I meant to say. Arrows behind combo and judgment. Or arrows in front of combo and judgment. Either way. I think that was a web-only option. Yeah, stuff like that definitely should be here. Oh, the darkest filter. I can't forget about darkest filter. Darkest filter was also locked behind the website, which was also another stupid decision, but I'm glad they are finally bringing that back into the game. Added a filter function that allows you to specify various conditions to narrow down the songs. Oh, no, they're talking about a different filter, but I feel like they should bring that back to, to the games menu anyway. So this is the other filter function. So you can filter down, I guess, by various conditions. You can specify some criteria for how you can select like level or BPM, maybe difficulty, the mix that the song is from. So you can find a song you're looking for. Hey Rhea, how goes? I'm going over DDR World. They dropped some new information about the new upcoming version. It's funny they named the Ho gimmick constant. Oh, I don't think we got there yet, but that's next. So we got the filter. Okay, so this is basically just sorting, but now it's more like an actual filter. I wonder how that's gonna work with the UI. Are you even gonna be able to navigate through this menu quick enough in, was it 60 to 90 seconds? So I think they're not going to account for old cabs anymore with only 2 buttons. So you're gonna be able to navigate around with 4 directional buttons. So I guess that makes it a little easier to navigate around the filtering system, maybe even the entire UI. Flare. I wonder what they're gonna do with flare rank. Clear rank, flare rank. I guess that's like songs that you cleared under the flare life bar. Excuse me, I had some pasta earlier and I'm getting reflux. Getting used to my new keyboard. Ooh. Yeah, navigation is important. I don't know how that's going to work, but given that I don't have 4 navigation arrows here, but we'll see how it works on real cabs soon enough. The flare gauge that appeared in Babylon's Galaxy and the new option constant is now available. So this is what Maractus was talking about, the constant gimmick. So when I first saw it, it's kind of like a dynamic sudden, right? So it's like I guess it's like an in-between of like an M mod and using sudden plus ish. I don't know. It's something weird like that. But from what I remember, when you played the final boss song Ho Phoenix, you would only see a certain amount of arrows coming up. They're kind of like fading in. They were like fading in, and then like once it got faster, there wasn't a lot of the fade in was gone, so you can actually like see the rest of the arrows coming up. But when it slowed down, you would get that sudden effect again. Aldo, what's going on, Aldo? Yeah, so exclusive gauge, flare gauge. So is this going to be a normal thing now? Flare gauge is going to be a regular feature in World. It appeared in Baby Long's Galaxy event. Will now be available from the option dance gauge. So this is going to be a new, I guess, mainstay kind of life bar, flare gauge. You can get a flare rank. I still don't really know what this means or how it's going to play into your scores. The color of the music panel on the music selection screen will change according to the flare rank. Color of the music panel on this music selection screen will change according to the flare rank. So do you get like a special lamp or something if you clear the song with the flare gauge? Wonder what that would look like. I can't really tell from this screen here though. Like, is this supposed to indicate that you cleared it with a flare gauge? There's some like icons or badges on some of the song jackets. Like right next to the difficulty, there's some slots here. I think those badges indicate something, like maybe like a clear or a score you got, and maybe the flare gauge that you cleared it with. Yeah, there's some like badge slots in here. I guess that would give you, it's like kind of like an achievement in a way. In addition, the option that appeared in the Encore Extra Stage song Fung? Maybe they meant Ho, but maybe it translated to Fung. Maybe, I think it tried to translate from Chinese, like the character. Babylon's Galaxy now available as constant. So this constant mod, you'll be able to set it from the option how the arrow looks. So like an arrow, like they call it like arrow appearance. So this is a very interesting change here. So there's a plus number indicator at the top. I'm not sure what that means. I might need some help from Google Lens or something to translate this for me. All right, Lens, figure this out for me. Can you translate this menu? Oh, okay. All right, so in this menu, the first row is display timing. You can change your offset, your display offset in the first line. So that plus indicator, you can change your offset from plus or minus. I think they introduced that already in A3 on the gold cabs. I think they brought it into the white cabs too. How the arrow looks, you can select constant. Arrow display time. So you can adjust your constant. So that's adjusting like the fade in by milliseconds. That's interesting that they would make you adjust it by milliseconds. I'm not, is it like relative to the song speed? Or like or by absolute time? I don't know. And then the last setting is lane cover settings. Right now it's set to off. I don't know what the other options are. Oh, there must be like different, there seems to be like 3 selections from the arrow appearance, because there's like a tiny green bar in the middle of that field. It kind of acts like a side-by-side scroll bar. So right now it's set to the middle. You can go as far as 2,500 milliseconds on the arrow display time. And I think you can also go lower. And lane cover settings, I maybe that's what the darkest filter is. Because I think I see maybe 4 selections from off to, my guess is going to be dark, darker, darkest. Display time is constant. So it's kind of like an almost C mod, but with using like sudden mechanics. I don't know. I haven't played with that before. I don't know how it's gonna feel. It might make speed change songs a lot easier for me. Or might make it easier in general. Who knows? We'll see soon enough. And yeah, you can kind of see how it works on the right here. So it kind of fades in from the bottom here. Let's see. So I wonder if this corresponds, player one settings affect this lane, player two settings affect this lane. So from what it looks like, the higher you set the milliseconds here, the lower the fade-in is going to be on the screen, or the later the fade-in is going to be, and then the lower number, the shorter it is. So it'll start showing the arrows like around here at 1,000 milliseconds and from down here at 2,500. Oh, you can see your scroll speed down here. It's very small, but it shows the... Right now it shows the current BPM, but I wonder if you have speed mods on, it's going to show like the actual modified BPM, like the scroll speed. And then, yeah, screens and functions are under development and may differ from actual specifications. Flare gauge and option constant can only be used for premium play and galaxy play. I mean, we're always playing premium play, so I feel like we're going to have that all the time. But yeah, that is all the information we have this round about DDR World. It says information 1. So we're going to get more information dumps like this. I don't know how often they're going to do that. Maybe weekly. Because when was the first announcement? Like sometime last week? And then a week later, they're going to drop some more info about it. So maybe we'll see maybe some video footage. Well, maybe more screens, more revised UI. Revealing some more options. Yeah, less warning. Less warning about when the arrows come up. Like something like this already existed. It was called sudden. But now it's kind of like a dynamic sudden, so it's going to adjust itself depending on what the scroll speed is. Yeah, that is first round of information that Konami has given us about DDR World. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like the UI? Do you dislike the UI? I feel like a lot of people dislike the UI. What does it remind you of? What do you think of the new options? How the song selection looks? And what do you think you might want to change? What do you think you might want to change about what you've seen so far? And then we'll find out what they have for us next time.